Greetings and welcome back everyone to our Marvel Plus live reaction of Miss Marvel, titled
The Marvelous Miss Khan.
It's the big finale, everyone. The big finale of Season 1 of Miss Marvel. Thank God. Yeah, I know I was rather harsh in the last episode, but honestly, even thinking back to it, I still didn't think that was a well-written episode, and up to this point, I still don't believe this is a well-written series. I've seen a few spoilers because we are filming this later on after the premiere, so I know they are going to get into the superhero stuff, but so far, I haven't been all that thrilled with what we've seen so far, and I think I might have figured out why, because this is technically the first Disney Plus Marvel show we've seen that handles a proper origin story. Because when you think about it, everything else that's come out so far, they've all been pre-established characters. So they can actually get into the whole superhero stuff, going on missions, fighting bad guys and whatnot. But in this case, you have someone who's basically starting from scratch. And without a proper origin movie to do that, dishing that out over like 6 episodes, a whole season, can feel rather tedious and disjointed. And kind of makes me wish they had just gone and made this its own movie as opposed to a series. Because as it stands now, I'm just not on board with it. I'm hoping that'll change by the end of this. Who knows? I mean, we know Miss Marvel's going to show up in some future properties, whether it's another series or one of the movies. Everyone has their theories as to what Phase 4 is leading up to, but we're going to have to wait and see. But for now, I honestly just want to get this episode done and over with. But with that being said, let's dive into the final episode of Miss Marvel, which is titled...
No Normal.
No Normal!
I'm assuming it's like new normal, but, no.
I guess they didn't want to copy or something.
Who wants to be reminded of the state of things?
Yep. So let's see what happens when normal is no longer a thing. And play. Oh, great.
This again.
We have another warning label. Frankly, I'm surprised we didn't see that last episode. Last time on Back to the Future.
Tell me, there is only one way. Look out,
I have a theory.
Yeah?
A shipping theory.
Yeah?
Kamran and Bruno.
Sure, why not?
It would kind of tie up that whole love triangle thing.
Sure. Careful, he's contagious.
Wasn't easy when Kamala first got her powers either. Damage control. They're coming. Come on. Stop right there.
Where are you going to run on a path train?
Nice transition. Also, you gotta love how she had trouble just conjuring stuff and making sure it stayed conjured, while this guy is just making crystal mountains appear with a flick of his finger unintentionally.
Guess it works different for everybody. I don't know.
Okay, so we're just instantly back in Jersey again.
I don't see my straw. Where's my machine?
I have an announcement today. I am the late girl.
It's...
Your what?
Please say that's not what you're going with.
Oh my god! I had no idea! Oh, Boba.
Bits!
You told him already?
But come on, I only told Abu.
Well, in classic Khan gossip train, she tells Abu, and we over here because he always has fun. Because it's just very convenient.
Are your powers limitless, or do you have to recharge?
Oh,
actually,
that is a good question.
I'm dying to ask you. On Eid, did you drop that kid on purpose, or was that like a game time decision?
Ahmed, enough.
Okay, please. Enough with the jokes.
Did you intend to kill that kid, or was it just a lucky coincidence?
Just because you can do all these amazing things doesn't mean that you actually volunteer to go looking for trouble, right? I worry, Peter. I just worry too much.
I don't think you raised me to sit by and do nothing when I can help you.
Fair point.
Honestly, how much has she even done in
Yeah.
superheroing?
She tried to save that one kid, that was about it.
I'm so glad you called. We literally just got back from the airport.
Come on, stop.
Circle Q exploded.
Strange explosions are happening at the Circle Q.
Kamala Khan, you're not going anywhere. Not dressed like that. Here, I got something for you.
Toffee box.
This feels a bit more like you.
She got that commissioned rather quickly. Again, how long since the last episode?
Maybe she ordered it before they left Pakistan.
Yes, I'm just saying, I've heard people who've ordered commissioned costumes before, and they take way longer. Well, she learned to master that pretty good now. Big traffic laws.
What happened? There's patrols after us. Long story.
So you go into the mosque, the one they were targeting.
The cops are crazy. You can't hide in a mosque. Why? Well, houses of worship are supposed to offer sanctuary. This is a mosque in America. Damn, PCPD. Hell, the Department of Sanitation probably has us under surveillance.
Yeah, you go to a Catholic church if you want that type of protection.
Good afternoon. I'm gonna need.
They still don't take off their shoes.
Geez, that was.
Not our first rodeo, Miss Agent.
I assure you, Damage Control is only here to ensure your safety. We are looking for a high-level threat, presumably male, 16 to 25, Pakistani or Arab. But you are describing practically everyone.
Exactly.
This could take a while. Lucky for you, Rashida's brought his famous yummy chocolate chip cookies.
The secret ingredient is nutmeg.
Please stop stalling. Don't you see this kid could put you all at risk?
I'm not even concerned if God is on my side, as long as I am on his side. God is always right.
I don't have time for chronic quotes. Excuse me.
Actually, that was Abraham Lincoln.
Every room
Shows what you know.
and closet, if there's a lock on it, bust it open.
You can't go this way. It's holy. It'd be in violation of religious freedom.
Could you be any more
In your
obvious?
high school transcript.
It's just storage. It's disinfectant wipes, toilet paper.
You just said it was holy.
I'll open it.
But
I know. My mom would kill me if she found out I had a boyfriend and that it was that one.
Did you hear that? I'm her boyfriend. Both witnesses. Do you have a body cam?
God damn it.
Keep looking!
Wait. You need a disguise. Go.
Thank you.
Not conspicuous, but whatever. It's different from the usual hoodie. Oh, jeez. Is he exploding with the power?
Don't tell me you're in trouble again so soon.
Please don't make a big deal out of this. I really need help.
I know someone who can get him out. Just get him to the harbor by midnight.
Okay. Thank you.
I know a guy.
Are you mad at me? Well, I mean, I tell you everything, and this is the biggest thing that's ever happened to you, and you didn't tell me. So, I mean, maybe.
Okay, but you like kind of hate
Yeah.
superheroes. I didn't want you to hate me.
Kamala, I would never.
No, I know you wouldn't hate me. It's
We're really doing this now.
You guys should leave now before you get hurt.
That's right. Please call if you see you're not with us, and it won't hurt you.
They already blew up my apartment.
They invaded the mosque twice.
They tried to trick me into giving you up.
Where did you come from?
What are you doing here?
The theater has good lighting. It's where I film my TikToks,
Mm,
and I owe you for saving me.
okay. Ally, I'll take it. Yes, have
So what's the plan?
3 humans and a guy who can't control his powers. This is gonna go over well.
Sometimes you gotta use whatever you got.
Get Kamran safe.
Sounds good. We'll keep him busy while you run out.
Where did you come
What are
from?
you doing here?
How did you get in here?
Bathroom window. I went to school here too.
Mm,
Mom sent me to watch out for you.
Sabrina's don't need chaperones.
Take it up with her. Guys, clock's ticking.
Fine, just don't ruin anything.
just gonna steal from everyone's lockers? Our heroes, everyone.
It's an emergency.
And they're stealing school supplies. Because you know those are so
I would
affordable.
grab every single fire extinguisher in the school.
Steal all the extinguishers, that way if the school does have a fire, they're shit out of luck. Quit being a wit, come on.
Zoe, you're on the softball team, right? You and
I mean, I think under law, the schools would have to have them replaced.
So we're gonna stop damage control with softballs?
And the real plan is Zoe.
Oh, is this gonna be a TikTok thing? Out them?
Hey, we are closing in on the enhanced individuals as we speak.
Yes, and they're doing it in front of a high school. Apparently there's such thing as bad press, and I don't like it. What is this?
Oh, I get what they're doing. They're gonna open fire on a bunch of children as they're running out of a school. Gee, I wonder how that will look.
I don't care if you need another 10 seconds. Okay? You're not gonna get it. Evacuate now, Deaver. You hear me?
I can't. I have to be a bitch.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Call in all additional units. Now.
You are fired.
Mm-hmm. So you mean to tell me you knew Kamala had powers and you didn't say anything? Because it's not like you.
Well, I don't think she knew it was Kamala.
I think Kamala should be able to tell the world when she's ready.
Plus, you know, she's dealing with shit. Like, cut her a break.
Not cousin Kamran, huh? What were you even doing with my sister?
Driving lessons?
Do you even like British Bake Off?
Promise me whatever you do, do not tell Kamran that. Okay?
Not right now, for certain.
Oh boy. Better put that plan in motion.
Looks like we got a bomb.
Got a bomb on the west wing. We're gonna need the bomb squad.
Oh, what was it called again?
Aw, dude.
Hey, it's I'm at Coles High School where damage control is. Me and my friends totally surrounded. 2 of them have powers. I know, but they're being targeted. Please, you have to help us.
You are fired!
Stories. Come to Coles. Spread the word.
What did she just say?
Help us.
Team leader, do you read me? Team leader.
Redwood eating a baseball cap.
Hey, you! Freeze!
Smoke bomb.
What did you multiply now?
Let's turn into some Home Alone shit. Does that thing have a knife? Whoa!
Whoa!
Was that like a Mentos experiment or something? Oh god!
Whoa!
How much do they use? Jesus! Uh-oh. Probably use your powers right about now. Whew.
Why did you take your mask off?
Gotta get that FaceTime in, man.
Stay with me.
Always was.
You're gonna do this now?
Hey, you guys go.
And cock blocked.
Go. There's a team of agents heading down this way. I'll keep them busy. Come on, come on. Hey! You guys, come dance with me. You know you like this move. Let's go.
Oh.
Feel the wrath of my balls. Uh-oh, behind you.
Look, their attackers are as much a threat to me as those cops are out there. They've been fighting my family for decades.
Pretty sure those guys aren't cops.
I need the clandestines. I need my mother.
Forget that they abandoned you, right?
What happened to my mom?
Oh yeah!
Kamehameha! Ow!
Ugh.
What happened in Pakistan? Just tell me.
This man did exactly what she swore she was gonna do. How can she pierce the veil?
She was trying to save our world. My home.
Have you ever been there? I'm like, do you actually even have jurisdiction now?
Probably think they do. Oh, this is gonna go over well.
Run, bitch!
Run!
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
get out of there. You are so fired. Why are they not coming to just, like, arrest you now?
It's a perfectly prominent word. There we go. Turn the big fists.
You okay? Yes, Miss Highlight.
No, not that name.
Oh shit. Ooh. Oof.
I got it.
Great, you're gonna break the whole fucking dimension at this rate. I suppose that's what you and the clandestines wanted, right? Didn't we have a scene like this in X-Men 3?
We don't talk about X-Men. Right?
Look at everything I've done. Come on. What am I supposed to do now? How can I be normal?
There is no normal.
Roll credits.
Get to the harbor. I'll buy you time.
To the harbor! No!
Well, shaking! He's gone! I guess we're testing the whole limit thing now. Human wall!
Good.
Even they...
We don't answer to you.
You stop right there. Go.
Just trying to help.
She just said roll of our lives.
Yo, you
All of
crazy.
us.
Leah!
You went against my orders publicly, and then you attacked a bunch of kids using our name. You know what that means? Yes, that means that you're relieved of your duty. A union's coming to fix your mess. Get out of there, now.
You done fucked yourself.
Was it worth it? Was it really worth it?
Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye.
Salam alaikum, Jersey City, baby!
What a history!
I'm shaking.
Everyone keeps asking me, Ruby, do you know who she is? Of course, if I knew who she was, I wouldn't been here. She looks so familiar.
It was wild, man. She was like, kapow! Take that!
It's going to be very difficult for her to find a husband.
What she said from the job skills.
I don't think it will be.
Jersey City! Looks like I am now.
Oh, God.
Let's hope this hot dog is halal.
She was my girlfriend.
God.
Did you listen to your video?
As an ally, I want to use my platform to amplify your voice.
It was really cool.
Mm.
She's a freaking action superhero. I don't know where those skills went when she dropped me and broke my leg. Guess I was the beta test.
I hope you returned her shoes.
Free ice cream pizza.
Well, I'd say that her second debut went a lot better than her first. At least she has a fan base now. Now about that superhero name.
So, you are now the great new superhero called. Called what?
I'm still figuring it out.
See.
Untitled Kamala Khan project.
You know why we named you Kamala? Your mother and I tried for years to have a second child. We'd almost lost all hope. And then you came. You were just so perfect. That's what Kamal means in Arabic. Perfect. But in Urdu, it's more like, what's the word? Wonder. Marvel. Kamal means marvel.
I share the same name as freaking Danvers.
Oh, that is. But you sure are, and always have been, our own little Miss Marvel.
Roll credits. Well, at least this way her name's not entirely derivative.
Magic. Absolute magic.
Magic.
So now he believes.
And there's the poster. I think some people would figure her out given her parents and brother were there. Pretty much everyone she knows was there. 1 week later.
It's been 1 week since you had the fight with damage control at the high school.
Kamran left his school.
Sit.
Dude, obviously, I had to be snuck out of the country.
I mean, he told me I could have it.
No, he didn't.
Mm.
He did. No, he did not.
Yes, we really bonded, and I so I'll probably take it to Caltech.
I, for one, think that it looks much better on the streets of Jersey City.
Really?
Oh,
Yes, I for 2.
no, I for 3. I will
Or that
only
night
afford you
definitely
on
belongs in
day 1.
California.
Oh, also, I need to tell you something. I went back and looked at your genetic makeup again.
No. You know, you can call me when you're bored.
No. Amir kept asking if you might have powers too.
Good
I think
question.
you might have had it wrong the first time around. We know why you have access to the Nor and how you can wield it, but when I compared you to the rest of your family, something still seemed off.
Okay.
Kamala, there's something different in your genes. Like a mutation.
So she's a mutant.
Did you hear that sting?
Yep.
Get in this, we're getting shawarma.
Hey, how did you get my keys?
Shawarma.
Damn, feels good to be a
One
gangster.
ride, that's it.
Marvel, please stop screwing with us. Are the X-Men going to actually be a thing, or are you just continuing to tease us? Because I can't with you.
And honestly, I feel like that's overkill for Miss Marvel. She already has the bonus background of being part Jinn, and she has a magical item that enhances her already innate powers. Why does she have to be a mutant on top of that? That just seems way OP in my opinion. I guess it's to explain why the rest of her family don't have the same power, but I don't know. That just seems a little weird to me. Honestly, I would have liked it if they made it so that if, say, one of her family members used the bangle, they too could access their powers if they wanted to. Or maybe they had different powers. I don't know. I don't know about the whole mutant thing.
Yeah, we don't really need that, but like I said, if it is your intro, if you're actually going to use that and make the X-Men a thing, then I'll allow it. But if you're just gonna throw words at us,
Unless they want to like add her to New Mutants or something. But I don't even think anybody acknowledges the New Mutants, if I'm being honest. The Black Bolt part of New Mutants.
I forget what the association was. I know he was, I think the Runaways, was it?
Well, that does not sound like science, but okay.
She's studying gravity.
Huh.
She's got a Kamala tingle.
What
Oh, hey!
the hell? Carol, what are you doing here? Miss Marvel will turn in the Marvels, okay. Well, that came the fuck out of nowhere. Alright, well, on the good side, we finally got some superhero stuff going on. Finally got to see her in costume, we got to see her use her powers, both alongside and against Kamran's powers. We got to see her take down damage control. We got to see her gather her fan base and everything, so at least she's established now. That's a good thing. And I mean, she did a pretty good job on top of that, much better than her original premiere. And I mean, at least damage control was finally put in their place, or at least that one freaking lady was.
Although, honestly, there's going to be inquiries.
Oh, yeah.
The damage has been done to damage control.
Now they gotta control themselves. I felt like this came a little too late, in my opinion. We have the introduction, and then discovering the powers, then filler, and then superhero battle. I don't know, it just feels really...
Not so much filler, I mean...
It's all just finding out background stuff, finding out backstory, learning the origins and whatnot, and then we get to the whole big, like, fight finale.
I mean, honestly, I think this could have benefited from, like, one more episode if, you know, they had their certain story to tell, because things do kind of feel a little rushed. Granted, I will say they spent a little too much time meandering around in Pakistan and, you know, the flashback, but I do feel like ultimately everything did feel kind of rushed to get to that 6-episode mark. So if they had had a 7th episode, I think it might have felt a little better. I think they might have used the time more wisely.
Possibly, I guess. I wasn't quite sure where they were going at this point, because on the one hand, we knew that damage control was ultimately the villain in all this, because they're basically asshole cops who are tripping on power and think they can do whatever the fuck they want, even in a place of worship. And then, on the other hand, once the rest of the clandestines were out of the way, and friggin' what's-her-face transfers her powers, I'm like, okay, he's most likely gonna be the villain now, because we already established him. He'd be like sort of like the twist bad guy. I think like Hans from Frozen or something. But in this, it's like they don't even go that far. It's like, yeah, he does get pretty pissed off when he learns about his mother's death. And you think he's gonna friggin' kill everyone and the cops. But then he, like, doesn't.
Much like his mother, he heel turns on a dime.
Yeah. So now he's just back in Pakistan. Well, he didn't go there to begin with. He's in Pakistan with apparently the only remaining member of the Red Dagger. And I guess they're gonna just have to make it work. I don't know. Like, again, I still don't think the writing is good in this. Like, there are some things I thought they did right, like the kids figuring out how to expose damage control and get everybody to turn on them and to turn towards Kamala. But everything else, like you said, the whole heel turn with him, will he, won't he become a villain? And then, of course, you know, friggin' lady just ignoring orders and just sending in everybody to shoot these kids, knowing full well what the heck's gonna happen as a result.
It's like the moment that her boss told her, don't do it, it's like, what was she expecting to happen? He's telling her no. What, did she expect that, you know, if she did this, she'd be welcome back? No. You should have just immediately retreated. No. That was a
And she doesn't even have a real reason other than
It's like, did she it's not like she had a personal thing with this. Obviously, you know, they've given her the runaround. They've given damage control the runaround, sure. But ultimately, they haven't really done anything to you personally, so why is this your white whale?
Because she's a white bitch, she's most likely racist. That's probably the whole reason. Let's face it. I mean, it's obvious she doesn't respect other religions. She was told by the people of the mosque, you know, take off your shoes if you're going to come back. You can't come here, it's against our religious freedom. And she does it anyway, and just claims superiority. So, yeah, obviously she doesn't respect anyone in that regard. But, I mean, hey, she got her comeuppance, which was nice.
Took way too long.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, they should have called her during the whole thing. As soon as they saw the TikToks, they should have put out a call. They should have had one of the law enforcement come and arrest her right there. No interruptions. It's all over social media. It's happening live. So there is no excuse why she should be allowed to continue this.
Keep in mind, even when cops are caught doing illegal things in full view of a camera, even live, they're not arrested themselves. That's a whole thing that happens off camera, and half the time it results in either paid administrative leave or just, you know, forced retirement or something. Like, very rarely do you hear of a cop actually getting fired, and even rarer getting arrested. Because they will always cover their own first and foremost, regardless of how bad they screw up. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is.
Yeah. And it's like, she's doing this in full view of people right there. She's attacking a high school student, superpowered, but...
And half of them are people of color.
Yep. And she actually has the gall to bring out that big turret. Oh my God, could you be any dumber?
At least when General Ross and his goons, like, go after the Hulk, it's understandable. Because he is a giant friggin' monstrosity who will kill everything and everyone in his wake when he's in one of his rage modes. That I can understand. These guys, though, you're going up against a teenager who, granted, has embiggening crystal powers, but it has been shown through the last video that she doesn't mean harm. She wants to save people. She's just inexperienced. It's not like she's actively caused the death of anyone. Even at the convention where they claim she attacked someone, there were witnesses all around to counteract that. So they really have no leg to stand upon in this case. It's, again, comes down to racial profiling. I hate to say it, but that was the whole thing of this. So yeah, as a whole, like I said, this series is very inconsistent. The writing can be good, specifically when it comes to
the characters.
Character interactions, when it comes to character building, when it comes to going into Pakistani culture and Muslim religions. That's where it really shines the most. And heck, even the parts that take place in Jersey City, I can appreciate. But the part where it falters, like I said, is all the superhero stuff. There's like hardly any action that goes on. And this is all her, again, discovering her powers, which takes up half the series. I don't mind going into backstory and stuff, but like when it takes that long and you have to go through all that just to get a simple answer of how does this bangle work? Where does it come from? How does she control it? Like, it just takes forever.
Yeah. I remember that was why people really didn't like the original Fantastic Four movie. It was like they spent way too much time on like the origin and everything, and the final fight is just so bleh.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And of course the biggest downside is the villains in this, because first you have Damage Control, which to me I felt would have been a serviceable villain in and of himself, given the theme that this show is going for in terms of racial profiling and discrimination. But then they had to add the Jinn in there. And they're just, like, so underwhelming. Like, for people that were mistaken as genie-like creatures, like people that are known for phenomenal cosmic power, who are immortal and can do these great things with magic and everything, we don't see them do shit. If these are the people that inspired these legends, like, what did they do exactly?
And not to mention, you've already got Damage Control as your villain here. If the clandestine were going to be added in there, maybe they could have been there helping out, maybe with the origin, with learning the powers. Yeah, and then, like, at the end, they have, like, a post-credit scene where they're showing that they're going to heel turn.
Honestly, they should have combined the clandestines with the Red Dagger and made it seem like they were teaching her how to use her powers, and it starts off that they do. But then it revealed what their true purpose is all along, and then that one guy defects and helps her and stops them from reopening the portal, which effectively destroyed the world. That, to me, I felt would have made way more sense than to split those two entities.
That's why, like, the heel turns just come so quickly and out of nowhere, is because you had this one villain, but then you ignored it for this other group of villains, and then you have to throw them over to Pakistan and do that whole thing. Like I said, again, this probably really would have benefited from at least one more episode, or have it be focused on, you know, her learning her powers, becoming the superhero, and, you know, Damage Control is following her around, and then set up the clandestine as a season 2 villain.
Plus, I hate to say it, but they missed a good opportunity to make Miss Marvel, like, a sort of inherited role. Because they could have easily written it so that her female relatives all were Miss Marvel at some point. The way they were setting up that, I thought that's what it was.
Or that somebody was a Kree on one side of the family, something like that.
Yeah, because like when they talked about that the bangle belonged to her great-grandmother, it's like, oh, she must have had the powers or something, and then she died trying to hide it. And then she gave the bangle to her daughter, and her daughter discovered the powers, and she became a hero, but that was considered bad because, you know, women are oppressed in that part of the world. And that's why the mom was so ashamed, even though she was being trained to use her powers too, and she hid that part of herself. And then it came to light in Kamala. That, I felt, would have been a much better telling of her family history, other than, oh, her great-grandmother was an alien from another universe, and she just decided to stay. It's like, granted, she knew that using the bangle would result in the destruction of the world, hence why she did all that, but it's like, I felt they could have played into it more. It just felt like a wasted opportunity to me.
Yep, like I said, it felt like you are cramming a season 1 and season 2 into 6 episodes of a single season, and it just doesn't mesh well. It just kind of loses the whole flow that they were establishing in the first 3 episodes.
Because we go from her mom absolutely forbidding her from going to a convention, because that's apparently the worst thing ever, to her being perfectly cool with her risking her life as a superhero. That's a huge leap right there. And it's like, even in between, it's like she refused to let her go to this convention, but she was cool letting her go to a friend's party where there was drinking and stuff. And the cops showed up. Like, really? And then when she finds out the truth about Kamala's powers, she's just cool with it. Even though we established that the relationship between her mother and her grandmother was tense because of all the magic stuff. And it doesn't even really get resolved, even when they talk it out. Like, yeah, she voices how she was frustrated because her mother would shut up about, magic and stuff, but this isn't like what we've been hearing so far, is saying that, oh yeah, your great-grandmother caused shame to your family, and your grandmother was equally as crazy. It's like, why? Does talking about magic, is really worthy of shame? Are you kidding me? Like I said, there are just so many inconsistencies with this. It's like, for the sake of maintaining this mystery, they built it up so much more than it turned out to be, that's why it's, disappointing. And I try not to be one of those fans who are like, they hate a show because their theory didn't work out. I try not to be those people. It's like, obviously the writers had a vision of how this would go. I have to respect that, but when the theories become more attainable, more logical, more exciting than what the actual story is, that really says something about the writing.
I don't hate it. I'm just disappointed.
So, final verdict on Ms. Marvel. This could have been done a lot better. This was an origin story that, quite frankly, should have been a movie, not a series.
Or it should have been split into 2 seasons.
Yeah, it should have been expanded upon, or they should have saved certain things for later seasons. Overall, what we have now, I just feel is a bit of a mess. Yes. And it's a shame because, again, I like Kamala. I'm glad to see her become a superhero in her own right. I know she's going to appear in future stuff. I just wish they handled her journey to that point a little better. So with that being said, the next Marvel product that we'll be reviewing is She-Hulk, which I believe airs at the end of August. And that's going to actually be a 9-episode series. So actually diverging from the standard 6 we've had so far.
Well, I think, how many was WandaVision?
I think it was a little more, maybe 8 or something. But then again, that was one of the first ones.
Yeah.
And plus, they had a lot to get through, let's admit. But I mean, I'm glad that they have 9 episodes, because that means they're not going to rush anything.
Yeah.
And depending on how this series goes, that's either a good or a bad thing. On the one hand, they can take their time, they can establish things, we can see a proper drawn out TV show. On the other hand, if they don't have anything going on writing-wise, story-wise, they could very easily be padded and dragged out, sort of like Boba Fett was.
Yep.
In which case, they're probably going to resort to bringing in other superheroes and stuff, which I really hope they don't, because a series should be able to stand on its own without drawing from other bigger names and, superheroes. I don't mind the occasional cameo. I don't mind if they join the cast temporarily for certain things. I just don't like them taking over the series and outshining the main protagonist. That's my only thing. And I know we were going to have Bruce Banner / Hulk in this for obvious reasons, but given he's pretty much depowered at this point, I don't think it'll be that big of an issue. But who knows? So with that being said, thank you everyone for joining us on this journey of discovering Ms. Marvel and the rewritten version of Ms. Marvel and the MCU. Thank you for your patience as I get out the last of this backlog. Like I said, we'll be in a brand new location next time you see us. So until then, I'm Kat MacBerrie.
I'm Doug MacBerrie.
And may you all have a marvelous summer. Bye-bye.